Howdy my peeps, and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I've struggled with art-wise throughout my art journey. Oh my goodness, and this was suggested by J.L. Phillips Creations. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. Over on Artful, thank you so much for your suggestion. It's really helpful because I couldn't think of what I wanted to talk about today, so it's really, really helpful. But anyways, before we get into the topic, I would like to give a shout out to Deaf Soul, who is the comment of the week, and who is also new here. Oh my goodness, welcome. I hope you like it over here. Thank you so much for your comment. If you would like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment on any video. That could have been you. Oh my goodness. I'm also on Patreon, and I have an Etsy shop. Those links are in the description. But anyways, the first thing that came to mind when I saw that comment was something that I talked about, if I'm not mistaken, last week, about just like the type of ideas I have for stories and things. I would say like that's the main thing that I struggle with, like currently. But before I talk about that, I guess I'll talk about a few other things. A while ago, it's like a few years ago, maybe like 2015-ish, the thing that I struggled with was kind of being comfortable with my style. Because I just wasn't satisfied with my style, and I was like, I want this for my style, like something realistic, but then it's like I also wanted something semi-realistic, but then it's like I also want something that's really cartoony, and it's just like I was kind of frustrated with it all, and I was just like, I don't know what to do or what I should do. And it was actually my friend Turtle Bun Buns, who's also my patron. Thank you. Oh my goodness. She had said something to me that really helped me. And it's just something that's just very helpful. So I'm going to share it with you. And that thing is that you don't have to have just one style. You can have multiple styles. And it sounds like it's just so... Like, it just sounds like common sense. Like, you can draw whatever you want. You can have as many styles as you like. But for whatever reason, like, just that, the concept of that, just, I didn't, like, I never considered that. So, I was over here stressing myself out, trying to figure out, like, what style suited me the best. Is that how you say it? I don't know, language is failing me right now. But anyways, like, I was just trying to figure out, like, what style suited me, but, what am I trying to say? I'm having a moment. Wow, my thoughts, they have abandoned me. Where did they go? Can someone help me find them? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I got it back. What in the world just happened? I was trying to find, like, a specific style that defined my art when... like, I could just draw whatever I wanted to in whatever way that I wanted, and that has helped me a lot. And now I would say I have like 3 main styles. I have the one that you're seeing, which is like I don't know, is it semi-realism kind of, I guess. And then I also have like this cartoony style. I'm going to put that on the screen so you can see that. And I also have my more rendered digital art style that I also sometimes use for gouache painting. So those are like my 3 main styles. And I kind of rotate between those. I also would consider my sketches, like the style I use for sketching, like a separate thing, because my sketches don't look like my finished stuff. And sometimes I prefer my sketches over my finished stuff. And I think I talked about that last week as well, so I don't think I'm going to talk about that now. I think I had too much coffee today. Anyways, so that was something I struggled with back then, but something that has just, like, remained consistent throughout this whole thing. Well, kind of. And that's the whole, like, sharing stories. It's like sharing my stories, because for me that's, like, super personal, because it's just this idea that I have in my head. And there's like no one else knows this but me. No one else knows this but yourself. So it's really like very personal. So just like sharing like my stories with people is just like a lot for me. And like I mentioned last week, like only a few people have I've allowed to like read some of my stuff. And this, for those of you who read that, that's super outdated. Just disregard that. That's no. I don't know why that's funny to me, but like, it's completely different from that. Anyways, and it's just for me that like takes a lot of courage to just like take this idea that I have and then to share it with someone. I don't know why that's such a big deal for me, but it is, and I struggle with it so much. So one thing I did that I started, I think it was last year, to kind of combat that is I came up with this comic thing that I was doing. I was posting it, that's not a word. I was posting it every other week on Instagram last year. It was a comic about this character. Fell off that. I was supposed to be working on that this summer. I don't know what happened. I just never got around to it. It's the thought that counts. I don't know what happened. But I started that whole comic thing. It's on my Instagram. I'm going to put a link in the description if you want to read it. It's... How many pages? I want to say I got like 20 pages in. Like... Anyways. I stopped, I think, because like my arm had started bothering me. So I was like, I need to take a break. And that break became an extended break. And like I keep thinking... like pretty frequently, like pretty often, like I'm gonna go and work on that now, but then now never comes. It do be like that sometimes. Anyways, like I said, I came up with that whole idea to kind of help me get rid of that fear, that anxiety surrounding sharing my stories, because for me, K-Mirror story, like I said, it's fan fiction. It's Star Wars fan fiction. So while it is very important to me, because it's still like a story that I came up with, it's not as important as my more original stories that's not based off like an established thing like Star Wars. So it was just kind of my way of starting to share my stuff without sharing the super, how do you say that? I hope you know what I mean. Like sharing, like, I don't know why these words are so hard together. Like a way of sharing my story without actually sharing, like, the deeper stuff. If that makes any sense. Like, it's still, like I said, it's still important to me because it's still my story. It's still my characters, and I enjoy coming up with this stuff. I don't enjoy sharing this stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why. One of the main things that I would think about sometimes is just like what people would think about it. Which I'm sure like a lot of people feel that way about a lot of things. I don't feel that way about my drawings, per se. I don't, like most of my drawings, like I draw them for the purpose of being shared, so, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit different. But when it comes to, like, stories, it's just like, it's so hard for me to share, because it's like, what will people think about this thing that I have written? And I do worry about, like, being original with my stories. And like just wondering, like, is it something that someone would care about, you know? So, like because of that fear surrounding the whole writing business, I just like stopped for a while because I just had put so much pressure on myself to like just create something that I thought people would like instead of creating something that I enjoyed writing, because that's how I started writing. Like I would just write things for fun, and like I would write like a lot of stuff, just mostly about the same thing, like the same story, but it's just like I would write like a lot. And where was I going with that? What happened? I don't know. I honestly do not know. Ouch. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time speaking today. It do be like that sometimes. I completely lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on a new train. Oh yeah, I used to write like a whole lot. And I think that the reason why I could write so much and like enjoyed it is because I didn't plan on sharing it. And because I didn't plan on sharing it, there wasn't this pressure to like make something that I thought people would like. But as soon as I decided I want to share this, that's when I started struggling to find the motivation to write, and also just overthinking things a lot, which, you know, is never fun, and it do be like that sometimes. So one thing that I've recently started doing to kind of combat that was, once again, coming back to this character, a character who, like I said, I do care about because he's my OC. I do care. But he's not like in an original. Well, it is. I don't know. It's not fan fiction. This other thing that I'm trying to write, the story with Lentz, that's like original. So, anyways, what I started doing was writing more stuff about this character, stuff that I don't plan on sharing. It's just like stuff I'm doing for the purpose of getting back into writing, which I haven't done in about a month because of time, which it do be like that sometimes. Oh my goodness. But hopefully soon I'll start doing that again, writing some more stuff, and getting back into writing for fun so that I can then start working on my dream project. Wow. And maybe, I know I even made a video about it saying that I was going to start working on that comic and start posting it again. Maybe. I'm not going to make any promises this time. I'm not going to do that. I've learned my lesson. Hopefully, inshallah, if the Lord permits, and if I, actually stop holding it off and actually sit down and do it, maybe I'll start working on that comic again. I think I want to change a few things, because that is another thing. Like, I started, I realized that I had started the comic much too early. That one's on me. So what I may do is I may kind of start over and start at a later point and then work from there. So maybe I'll do that. I want to do it, but you know how it would be. Anyways, this is the little watercolor thing. I didn't even talk about the drawing. I barely talked about, I don't know, I feel like writing and drawing, like for me, the two kind of go hand in hand, because my writing fuels my drawing, and then my drawing fuels my writing. So for me, they go hand in hand. And I feel like if you have OCs, like even if you're not a writer, I feel like the whole just like story thing, I feel like it's relevant. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Anyways, so I realized I hadn't done like a watercolor portrait like this for this character, and I also just felt like doing a watercolor portrait. And I also just felt like drawing this character, so that's how this came about. Oops, I almost dropped my earphones. Anyways, and I did have a lot of fun with this painting. I did struggle a bit, as you do. The thing I struggled with the most were the values on his face, because he has light gray skin, and I struggled. Not gonna lie. Mostly with his cheeks, trying to make his cheeks seem really round, and just making the values what happened to the sentence? I lost it. So I think I'm gonna leave on that note. Anyways, this is how the painting turned out. I do like how it turned out. despite the struggles. But the struggle, you know, it's a part of it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to my patrons, Turtle Bun Buns, Ariana, Sister Donna 55, and Zachary. Thanks so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow. I'm also on Etsy and Ko-fi and on different social media platforms, which you can find in the description. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.